up, YouTube? It's John without the H. Today I'm flying the e-flite Turbo Timber and Turbo Timber Evolution, and we're going to compare and contrast both of these models. They have both been upgraded with new servos. The Turbo Timber Evolution has been upgraded with AGF RC B11 DLS units. It's my favorite servo. You guys will hear me talk about it all the time. We'll go ahead and talk about the major differences between the two. We can compare and contrast the two. Go ahead and let the plane synchronize real quick and get set up. Let's put the canopy on them. You can already see the one major difference between both of these planes is that the Turbo Evo, besides being red, has a top-loading battery hatch. That's really nice. I like not having to flip the plane over to fix it. Okay, they both have pretty much the same wing. I think the Turbo Evo has a little bit more stiffness to it from what I've seen. If you look at the landing gear, you can compare and contrast both of them. The Timber Evo has more surface area on the plastic, and the struts are actually wider. If I was to put them side by side, if there's a way for you to see it, they're actually wider by about almost twice as much on the Evo versus the Turbo Timber standard, which does not have as much width to them. They both have the same little triangle plate thing on the side to make it look like a real strut when it's really not. They both have slotted flaps. They both have embedded ailerons that are on a hinge that looks really nice. However, I will say that another major difference between these two is the blue timber, the turbo or standard Turbo Timber. I'm flying it with slats. On the Evolution, I'm not. So we'll get to see how different they are. They're basically the same airframe in a lot of the same ways. They have the same wing loading. They both weigh the same, or very close to it. Maybe the Evo's slightly heavier. They both have the same power plant. They're both running an e-flite BL10 motor, 800 kV. They both have the same exact propeller. I replaced the stock 11x7 propeller, three blade, and put the 12x6 I think it's a Beaver propeller, is what it looks like from Hangar 18 Hobbies, where I got those props at. The prop on both of them, again, is they're both identical, same motors, same ESC. They both have Avians from Spectrum, 60 amps. So they both have reverse thrust. The only difference between them primarily in terms of flight control is that the Turbo Timber has the Viper 90 servos in the ailerons and the flaps, and the Evo, being the newest plane and therefore my most precious, has B11 DLS AGF servos in them. Those are top of the line servos for this type of plane and how much it weighs. The Timber is going backwards currently. The Timber over here, the Turbo, has those same servos in the elevator and the rudder. Let's go. So that was turbulence right there. Or no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't turbulence. My servos are backwards. 20 seconds. Servos are backwards. I've never seen that happen to me. I didn't change anything. So we're gonna have to find a way to keep the plane controlled. Controlled.
Safe. AS3X.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Got it. I flew backwards. I don't even know how that... Oh, I must have connected the ailerons backward? No, I didn't do that. Okay. Got it down in one piece at least. How the hell did that happen? The controls are all correct. Left. No, it's backwards. So I chunked some of the foam on the wing. That's something I can't easily fix with a little bit of foam filler. Good Lord, I've never done that. How did that even happen?
I'll spare you guys the on-screen NTSB investigation and just say that I copied over the model data for the Turbo Timber accidentally from the Turbo Timber Evolution when I was setting it up. The servos in the Evo are reversed compared to the ones that are installed in the Turbo Timber. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and cut to the Evo and then compare it to the original Timber in a few minutes.
Okay, switch over to the Turbo Timber Evolution. Now again, I will mention I'm flying this plane on behalf of Hangar 18 Hobbies in beautiful Cary, North Carolina. I've been their demo pilot for the past few months. It's really cool to get that opportunity to work with a local shop and, you know, promote them and get them exposed to a wider audience. And if you guys have the opportunity to do the same thing for a local hobby shop, just walk in and talk to them and say, hey, you know, I'd like to be your demo pilot. Here's what I can do. And a lot of them, if they're Horizon dealers like Hangar is, you can get, you know, you can get the chance to work with them and show off some really cool stuff. And on top of that, you can help your local community hobby shop as well. So these guys are, again, they're based in Cary, which is where I live, which is right outside of Raleigh. Don't ask me why Cary is its own town when it's like basically right next to Raleigh. I'm a transplant from Orlando. I'm born and bred Florida man, but I'd love it up here. Those guys running the shop are amazing people. They have a ton of models in stock, including, I believe, the EC 1500. So if you guys wanted one of those, you can get it. Real quick before we fly, left, right, up, down, and full flaps. I'm going to make a setup video on this plane later so you guys can see how to extend the flaps all the way out as far as I've gotten mine. I mean, mine are as far as they can possibly go. So you can really bring this thing into a crawl. I also have deflected ailerons, so they feather downward a little bit, and I've got crow as well. So the main differences between these planes I already covered. Again, stupidity notwithstanding and not having the receiver locked down notwithstanding. That is still an amazing model. I hope to keep it for a long time. On the Turbo Evo here, we're gonna go ahead and bring her up into a nice 2-point wheeled takeoff here, courtesy of my friend Tail Heavy Productions. That guy is really awesome. Y'all need to check out his channel and sub to it. He's growing faster than I am, but I'm not jealous because he makes really good content. Look at how locked in this thing is. Right into a knife edge. They both feel very similar. But again, the main advantage this Turbo Timber Evolution has over that Blue Timber is that this one has the AGF RC servos embedded throughout of it, like the entire airframe, even the flaps. So it's a really, really powerful airframe. Roll rate's not bad. It's, you know, obviously not as fast as you'd get from a dedicated 3D aircraft. But it's fun to fly, and I enjoy it. So on my maiden flight, you guys saw, I realized I hadn't even put in the stabilizer bar. Like, it was flying without any stiffness to the elevator, and it was still doing crazy snap rolls like this. Pretty cool, huh?
15.5 volts.
So let's show you guys, like, in terms of reviews and what this thing's capable of, let's show you what a full speed roll looks like in this thing. Snap roll it is. Okay, let's put her into safe. I want to show you guys how much G-force that was. So if we go to the, turn the plane a little bit, take this thing off my neck so you guys can see the screen. And I can see the plane over there. G-force was 11.1 Gs positive, and the plane handled it like a champ. It didn't care. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? So let's do some more moves of this plane so you guys can see again what it's truly capable of doing.
For 2 minutes.
Okay, let's see if I can get it to do a proper knife edge spin with a stiff elevator this time. It doesn't do it as well as the Turbo Timber back there does it, because it doesn't have the same Timber X stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer. Without the stabilizer, it can't do it as easily.
15.1.
God, this plane is locked in, man. Check the ESC status real quick, make sure it's not overheating, because I know that's a common issue with this plane. I changed the timing on it so that it wouldn't be so bad. Currently sitting at 176 degrees. That's not too bad for a relatively warm day like today.
15.3 volts.
Another snap roll.
3 minutes.
Amazing, isn't it? Go into some low-level knife edge circles with it. Again, it's got to survive so you guys can get the setup video so you can see how to set yours up to unlock its potential like this, because this is a much more fun plane to fly when you've unlocked all the throws, you've greased up the push rod tubes, sleeves, whatever they're called. Another quick snap roll. See if I can get her into a quick hover.
Full snap flaps. Quick normal.
There you go, kind of a roll. Keep banking, keep banking.
15.7 volts.
Little lower, little lower.
4 minutes.
Screw that up a little bit. This plane's a lot easier to hover on a 2200 pack, but I haven't hovered in about a week, so I'm a little rusty at it. So I'm doing it up high. In case the plane hits the ground, it's not going to damage much.
14.2 volts.
Okay, we're just gonna get out of that. You guys can see that it can hover. Those snap rolls for me are where it's at though. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, they're both very agile planes. You can see that they both fly very similar.
14.8 volts.
I changed the timing down to 5 if I didn't already mention that, just to kind of alleviate the strain on the ESC.
Snap flaps. 5 minutes.
Let's see if I can get one more hover in before we wrap up here on this battery. Nope. I'm running it down too much. That and I'm getting too jittery.
Crow.
We're gonna throw a crow out. I can always bring it back up and hover it in a bit. There we go. Look at that crow. Looks so good. Perfect 2-point landing with a nice spin at the end.
15 volts.
Hey guys, I'm back. The GoPro battery literally died right after the plane landed. I just wanted to say, in between both of these planes, you can tell that the Turbo Evo is a really good model. It's a little bit more expensive than it used to be. The prices of everything have gone up. That's just how it is. Worldwide inflation being a problem, and supply chain logistics and everything. Like it's trying to fly out of my hands right now. It's pretty cool. There's a headwind here for it to start flying on its own. Just wanted to say thanks for watching, guys. I got more content with this plane coming soon, but for now, make sure you guys check out Hangar 18 Hobbies on social media. You find them at hangar18hobbies.com. You'll find them on Instagram at instagram.com/hangar18hobbies. You'll find them on TikTok at tiktok.com/@hangar18hobbies, and you'll find them on Facebook at facebook.com/hangar18hobbies, of course. Thanks for watching, guys, and this probably won't be the end, so I'll come right back with it. What's going on YouTube? John without the H, coming back to finish the Turbo Timber versus Turbo Timber Evolution video. I realized that now the wind is kind of settled, I can still fly the Turbo. All I have to do is disable the stabilizer completely, which I can do by just turning the switch down. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fly this plane without any stabilization systems. The winds are light enough, so it won't matter. Should have a pretty good time flying this bird. It shouldn't act weird anymore, hopefully. However, I need to cut because I just can't remember what I did with my wing screw, so I'll be right back. All right, we're back. For real this time. Wing screw screwed in, the receiver's still jostling around. You can kind of hear it in there bouncing around. And I just dropped my Z120C 2200 pack on the ground, but it's on grass, it won't hurt it. Again, you can see I've got an Avian ESC in there, same type that's used in the Turbo Timber Evolution. So nothing electric is really any different between these two planes, except for like slightly different servos. You see the wing got a good chunk taken out of it. I'll fix that up with some foam putty later. It's not a beater plane by any stretch, although it's turning into one after today. But we're gonna take this up, we're gonna have some fun with it. Remember, stabilizer's going completely off. So let me double check that real quick before we fly and continue our comparison between these two models. Come on. Okay. Gonna throttle up real quick to activate the stabilizer. Okay. Yeah, see, it's correcting for roll as I move up and down. So it really doesn't know what it's doing right now. So turn it off completely. Or pretty much completely. There we go. Oh, now one of the ailerons isn't moving. Okay, cool. Cutting again. All right, I'm back. I forgot I had to unplug something. Having a great day of flying in general, aside from stupidity. So let's throttle, or I don't even have to throttle up. Okay, so it shouldn't be working anymore.
Heading.
I turned off the system, but it's still working, so we need to diagnose that. Right back. Hey, I promise, this time for real. I just literally disabled the system entirely, so there's no AS3X anymore. I thought I'd completely disabled it by setting the gains to 0, but apparently not. That's okay. There was probably something else in there. Anyway, we're going to continue our comparison of the Turbo Timber versus the Turbo Timber Evolution over there. We're going to take this up and have some fun. Real quick though, left, right, right. Okay, ailerons are backwards again. I went ahead and changed the plugs, so let's reverse the directions real quick. Cutting again. Okay, left, right, up, down, right, left. John is stupid.
Throttle open. Snap flaps.
All right, we're gonna taxi out a little bit in case something weird happens, like some other unexpected software error happens here that I'm not accustomed to.
Battery 16.7 volts.
Okay. Of course, there's a headwind. I could have had some hovering, but take it up. And here we go. There's some hovering for you.
20 seconds. Wing north.
Yeah, the plane's flying much better now. If I put it into the janky AS3X system, it's probably going to be all weird.
Heading.
Actually, it was already in that.
3x. Safe. Heading. Battery 16 volts.
Let's put it in safe, see what it does.
Safe.
Yep, we're not doing that. It immediately tried to roll over because the receiver's bouncing around all up in there.
G-force 2.1.
Okay, so we'll see how this one handles a knife edge spin versus the Turbo Timber Evolution. I already know it's going to be awesome. Much, much better than the Timber Evolution because it's using that humongous stabilizer.
Battery 15.7 volts.
Going into Harrier knife edge. Or something close to it anyway. Yeah, it's definitely behaving better now with the roll.
AS3X. Heading.
Yeah, there's a big difference. It actually rolls the correct direction now. Bringing it in for a nice low knife edge as soon as I can get it to behave a little bit. I swear this plane's got Gremlins in it, man. Either that or I'm just really dumb.
Battery 15.7 volts.
The Evo, by comparison, is completely locked in. There we go. Super high alpha knife edge. Look at that thing go. This thing is still the king of flat spins, although the Evo does a good job of it. So let's put her into a quick snap roll.
Battery 14.1 volts.
Those slats really catch the air.
G-force 2.1.
Couldn't get it out of it. Looks like no damage, but let's go check on it anyway. Everything seems like it's still working. Yeah, I actually throttled out of it. It went too low and the slats interfere with being able to like get out of it. So it would not leave the flat spin even with full throttle.
Battery 14.6 volts.
Yeah, just a hard impact. One of the gear. Oh, the spring finally broke after who knows how long. The spring finally broke. We're just gonna take it up and go again with that goofy looking wheel.
Battery 14.1.
Straight into a hover. That wheel looks so goofy.
G-force 2.2.
It is flying all sorts of strange. It's almost like it's telling me it's time to just retire it and go to the Evo. Poor girl. You're so much fun to fly too. You stay away from those other planes. We got to keep them alive.
0.8 volts.
We'll get it down safe.
Minutes.
How much power?
Battery 14.7 volts.
Let's take it up and do a flat spin again and get it out of it this time. See, I just got too low last time. It happens, you know? We're gonna land in the grass.
Full flaps. Crow.
Crow's coming out. There we go.
Battery 15.3
Nice
volts.
cushioned landing. Again, this is a good model, all right? Don't let my little gremlin-y experience so far dissuade you,
Wing normal.
but the Evo is better in all the ways that really matter these days. It's much easier to put together. The gear is definitely stronger. I've never actually broken a gear wire before. That's kind of cool that that happened. I know Hangar 18 Hobby's got a couple of them laying around. I can just go get another one, fix it up real quick. It's like a 5-minute repair job at most. I've had timbers for many years now that I've never actually had that happen to. So at this point, it's just kind of amusing to me that it actually happened at all. So we're gonna go ahead and cut real quick. We're gonna fly the Timber Evo and really tear that thing up. All right, and we're back. You can see I've got the GPS enabled on my screen here. Turn that off, take it off there so you can actually see it.
16.8
Looks
volts.
really good. Right now I'm getting a reading of
0 miles per hour.
0 miles per hour.
volts.
0 miles per hour. Let's see how fast I walk with a plane in my hand. 2.5 miles per hour without speed walking. That's not bad. 3.1 was the max speed. Okay, so we're gonna get a speed test in this thing, flat and level with the wind, see what we can get. I imagine it'll probably top out at about 80 miles an hour with a 12x6 prop that I'm flying it on. Okay. Again, these are all brand new AGFRC servos. You can probably hear how good they sound.
16.8 volts. Full
And that includes the flaps too.
Flaps 50.
And I've got crow, and I've got deflected ailerons.
Deflect wing normal.
I mean, this thing is a beast.
50. Flaps up. 58. Battery not charged for flying.
Oh, shush.
37.3 miles per hour.
Here we go.
55.9 miles per hour. 77.14.9
Okay,
volts.
top speed was.
77.1 miles per hour.
So I was about right, about 80 miles an hour. Funny enough, my big carbon Z Cub, that's about what it maxes out at too. That's on a straight and level pass.
15.4 volts.
That's on a 2250C pack, by the way. So let's go up vertical. Roll over.
16.2 miles per hour. 76.4 miles per hour. 15.
Okay, max speed was.
82.6 miles per hour.
So with a dive, you're getting 80 miles an hour roughly. That waggling you saw, that's the default AS3X gains that I kept.
1 minute.
So it's not really meant for high speed flight. I'd have to reduce that.
15.7 volts.
So I can get her into a torque roll. Now that the winds have started to die down.
Full snap flaps. Snap flaps.
It's a lot easier with the turbos. Yeah. Look at it go. Not bad. It's very easy with the Night Timber X stabilizer.
Full snap flaps.
We're gonna do it again. Again, I'm flying on behalf of Hangar 18 Hobbies in beautiful Cary, North Carolina, guys. Be sure to check them out on social media at facebook.com/Hangar 18 Hobbies,
Snap flaps.
Instagram.com/Hangar 18 Hobbies, and TikTok.com/@Hangar 18 Hobbies.
2 minutes.
There we go. And Hangar18Hobbies.com, of course.
14.7 volts. Wing normal.
Not bad. I'm like sitting here talking and doing my best to torque roll through it. So we'll do another one.
Full snap flaps.
This one definitely torque rolls not as easily as the
Flaps.
other one with the better stabilizer does. Doesn't want to stay stable because it's running out of power.
14.4 volts.
There's a quick torque roll.
Normal.
Wow. Yeah, we're running low on power, so it's getting a little sluggish. Right through the sun. It'll still do this all day long. It just won't hover as easily. Very locked in, very awesome plane.
14.8 volts. 3 minutes.
Let's see how it handles a knife edge spin this time. Turn the camera up a little bit more. I hope you guys can see a lot of this. Okay, so the stabilizer size doesn't matter. It's more center of gravity. With the battery shoved as far back as it can go, hitting that receiver, the center of gravity is where it needs to be.
14.8 volts.
A little bit of tail waggle for me.
Full flaps.
Landing with crow real quick. A little bit of a wing scrape. I'm gonna back up.
Reversed.
Thrust reverse is amazing, isn't it, guys?
Flaps up. Wing normal. Engine normal. 15 volts.
Okay, we're gonna switch batteries out to, I think I've got one more, maybe a 2700 left. Honestly, can't remember off the top of my head, so we're just gonna go grab it real quick, see what I got. Last battery of the day. Again, there are some clear differences between the Turbo and the Turbo Evo. And I'm just gonna say right now, the Turbo Evo is definitely my favorite timber I've flown. I will say though, hands down, I don't like the graphics on the side that say Turbo Timber Evolution, so I don't know if you can see it, but I literally cut that off. And I think the plane looks better without it. It looks less cartoony. That's a personal preference. Don't kill me, Horizon, but you know, you can't please everybody, right? Sometimes you can just please most people or even some of the people, but not everybody. I swear if somebody brought world peace, there'd be somebody complaining about it. So, but as far as aesthetics go, I just prefer my planes not to have that kind of lettering on them. That's just me and my personal preferences. Okay, so that battery is not going to go anywhere because it is actually secured by the receiver and the strap, so it's in good shape. Checking the center of gravity so you guys know where I'm flying. Point this down so you can see where my fingers are resting. It should be right in the middle of the, yeah, it's slightly nose down at the middle of the cabin window. Not the cockpit window, the cabin window. That's a good spot for it to sit. We'll go ahead and test its neutral stability here in a second, take it up, do some more hovering and torque rolling.
Flaps 50.
Gotta put some more elevator down on that takeoff flap setting. Okay, we're gonna go up, nose over. Very close to being neutral, but still slightly tail heavy. That's not bad.
Full snap flaps.
Okay, let's bring her in, make her start doing some hovering. This is where I really feel like I can review a plane the most.
Snap flaps. 15.4 volts.
That wasn't very easy. I don't have the elevator authority that I want because I don't have the Timber X stabilizer, so I gotta throttle into it gently, just like that. There's your torque rolls. Getting better at this for sure. Takes some finessing, right guys? That's about 3 in a row. I'm happy with that. Starting to run low on power.
5 minutes.
Let's see what we can get in terms of a snap roll.
G-force 6.2.
I mean, hands down, it's one of the best snap rollers I've ever flown. Let's see how it flat spins.
14.2 volts.
I love that growl that Beaver prop makes. See how it instantly exits the flat spin? It does that because it doesn't have slats. Slats make a huge difference in how it exits the flat spin in my experiences. That's my only difference between those two planes really in terms of flying characteristics. Let's go up and do a blender.
14.5 volts.
Does an amazing blender, flatten it out even more. Stay inverted, coming out of it.
14.7 volts. 6 minutes. Snap flaps.
Trying to get her to stable. Whoa, that was weird. She like did not want to stabilize. I was trying to be cheeky and do an invert to hover, but she didn't want to do it. Wow, something's wonky there. Like I felt like I was gonna lose it. The wind just started kicking up too, but I don't think that's what it is. Real quick, I'm gonna... Yeah, everything's fine. I think I'm just stalling it. Yeah, I'm not giving it enough thrust. There we go.
Wing normal.
These Z120C packs are pretty good
0.7 volts.
until you land the plane in LVC, because your throttle, not even LVC, that was, what do you call that? The ESC cutoff, because of the, it overheated, guarantee it. Right now we go to look at the screen. You guys know me, I don't fly like that. Temperature. It's probably not even damaged because it landed in the grass. Temperature, where are we at here? Smart, there we go. 224 degrees Fahrenheit, right there on camera, see it?
Throttle cut.
Plane seems like it's fine.
15.1 volts.
Might have busted the wheel. I think I broke a spring. 2 springs one day. Looks like I gotta go to Hangar and pick up another set of springs. I mean, the plane is undamaged otherwise. The new cowl is much better than the stock cowl on the original turbo timber. I'm in throttle cut, so don't worry about my arm. I had a really good hover going there until it overheated. That's really unfortunate. I could have lost the whole plane because of that. But it took the impact pretty well. I was able to, again, stall it into the ground so that the gear took the impact. There's literally no damage to the plane at all that I can see, except for like a little bit of scraping on the red paint right there behind the black line. Hands down, guys, this is a real winner. You just got to watch your temperature settings. Just make sure that maybe you get a call out going for that. I knew that was an issue going into it, and I wasn't really even thinking about it. But hey, guys, aside from me hovering and then landing and stalling with only a spring damaged, I'd say I did pretty good. Bottom down, or bottom line here, it's a good plane to get. Make sure you guys visit Hangar18hobbies.com and all the social media sites that are up on the screen right now, and give them some love from John. Until next time, guys, this is John from Sin RC signing out. See you again soon.